Hi, this is Jennie Bharaj, and we are here at Twitchcon 2015. This is the first convention celebrating everything Twitch. Today we are interviewing Twitch broadcasters. Why don't you introduce yourself and your channel?
Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Belial, and you can find me on ThatMoustachio's channel once a week. A variety streamer, not only a variety of games, but a variety of events such as the Corgi Cam, the fire eating, breathing, and bending, the celebrity guest stars, the celebrity guest host, and a whole slew of other things like running on the treadmill for charity.
Now, before we begin with all of that, please describe us your look, because it's very freaky.
So, this is a lot of MAC makeup. I wake up very early in the morning to make sure that I look good for myself, not necessarily for anybody else. But, you know, self-confidence, that's where it is. But I am a demon, yes, from heck. That is the proper pronunciation. The two L's are silent and produce a C sound. And I come up ever so often to the mortal coil to entertain you folks and kind of dispel all of the mainstream media's lies about us demons. We're a lot of fun. We just like to party and have a good time.
I love that. Now, tell us more about your brand. What are you all about?
So, the brand on ThatMoustachio's channel is that of a dark circus. ThatMoustachio, a big mustache gentleman, the ringleader of all of this, has gathered a bunch of sideshow acts and gotten them together to entertain all of you fantastic people out there. We call our followers chaps. And a very supportive community as well, and all of them get a front row seat to one of the most amazing shows on earth.
Wow, that's awesome. Now tell us more about your charity marathon.
So every so often we will hop on a treadmill and start playing video games while on the treadmill. The first one that we did was for a personal friend of ours named Billy, who was diagnosed at the age of 25 with multiple sclerosis. And it wrecked him financially. He almost lost his house over it. And ultimately, a bunch of us got together, decided that we were going to try and raise money. I hopped on a treadmill, ran for 6 hours, hallucinated about halfway through, raised enough money to save his house and pay off 90% of his medical debts for him. So, yeah.
How did you survive that?
A lot of good grace, and I don't know. I passed out midway through, so I have no idea what happened. I woke up in a chair with a bucket of Epsom salt at my feet.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a lot of dedication, and that's very admirable. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Now, what brings you here to TwitchCon?
You know, I started out trying to network, to spread the word of ThatMoustachio and me, Mr. Belial, as much as I possibly could, but ultimately it's just turned into a fantastic way to hang out with all these friends that I've known for the last year and actually get to hug them as opposed to hug my monitor awkwardly. Yeah.
That's great. Now, do you feel like there is areas of improvement for TwitchCon?
You know, it's their first convention, so yeah, there are always going to be little ways that they can, make it better, tweak it. But ultimately, I would say for a first-time convention, they really did a fantastic job, and the gripes that I would have for it are minimal at most.
Awesome. Now, what are these minimals that you're talking about?
I would work the outside line. The way that it's queued for people going into will call was awkwardly set up. Possibly setting up 2 lines and labeling it would be better. Definitely the merch table. I would quadruple the number of people that you allocate to that. Maybe instead of just putting staff there, put crew there, and you can hire a ton, because I think the wait line yesterday was like 6 hours. And people were bolting from the door today to get there, so they didn't have to wait for 3 hours when first coming in. So that would be another one. And ultimately, those are the 2 biggest ones that I would say. Everything else is pretty buttery smooth.
That's awesome. Now, let's talk about broadcasting in general. Now, a lot of gamers want to get into Twitch broadcasting, but they don't really know the business side of things, like sponsorships and branding, marketing, all of that. Now, how do broadcasters get sponsorships?
I can only speak from personal experience. Networking. Talk to everybody, especially if you're at a convention. That's one of the best ways that you can do it. hop into every developer, especially the indie developers. Start at the indie, because they're always looking for somebody to broadcast their game or talk or hype up their game a lot. And that's how I got my foot in the door. I ended up landing a really good relationship with a PR guy over a lot of different games, and he's just opened up a world of possibilities to me. So networking is going to be your number one thing. Try to find, especially the smaller indie game developers, because they'll spread the word like wildfire.
Now, how important is branding for your channel?
This is actually, every Thursday we have a podcast called Stream Up, where we level up various other streamers' production values. We have a lot of experience coming from production, so we like to try to impart that. And that's something that constantly pops up, how important is branding? And it really depends on how you define it. Are you going to define it by your look? Obviously I do, because, how can you say no to this handsome mug?
For sure.
But, is it your look? Is it your voice? Is it the way you speak? Are you a voice actor? Is it the way that you play games? I think branding should be called originality or uniqueness. What makes you unique to anybody else? Because I can go on a channel that has no theming or no, bells and whistles, but if they're interesting and they're unique, I feel that is a brand that I am going to want to come back to. And I think right now we're kind of seeing the rise of that, the individuals as opposed to kind of the mainstream broadcaster.
Great. Now, let's get back to Twitch.
Okay.
When it comes to censorship, how do you feel about adult-only games being censored on Twitch?
Ooh, wow. I'm probably going to get crucified for this one. So this particular issue, I'm okay with it. I haven't seen a lot of censorship, and the games that I've seen them censor, in my humble opinion, are just excessive towards that thing. Maybe if there were stricter age limitations or ways that they measured your age and really locked down to make sure that nobody under the age of 18 was watching broadcasts like that, I'd understand. But if you get to that point, you're really kind of taking away the liberties and trying to get data mining almost into a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily want that sort of thing. So it's a give and take. Do you really want to make sure that you're protecting, younger viewers by invading their privacy? Or do you just want to make sure that it's kind of taken off the lot and other people, just a general blockade on them? And I would definitely go for the latter. I think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, agreed. And a lot of broadcasters have said the same exact thing. Now, to end things off, do you have a special message to the gamer?
The gamer? Oh, man. I would say we have finally made it. Thank you so much for being the gamer and being passionate about what you're doing, because it's been far too long that you've been put down, that you've been trashed upon and not recognized as a legitimate way of life and a legitimate hobby. So thank you for being a gamer. It doesn't matter what type of gamer. Maybe you're hardcore. Maybe you're an easygoing gamer. Maybe you play a lot of Call of Duty. Maybe you just play indie games. If you play games and you love it and you're passionate about it, thank you. Because you guys are letting us as a streamer, do what we do and make dreams come true, not just for ourselves, but a lot of other great people and a lot of other great charities. So thank you. Thank you very much from the bottom of my dead black heart.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, and thank you.